I've lived here all my life. It's home.
It's home now.
See, that's a good one for me because it's home now. Obviously, I'm not from here.
The Highlands is home, you know, it feels like home.
To be honest, it simply means where I am right now.
It's just really where I sort of belong, I think.
I got to work up in Inverness and moved up here, and now this is my home.
Oh, living in the Highlands is incredible.
I love living in the Highlands.
So living in the Highlands was quite a big change for us, just purely because we were kind of used to the city life.
I love the atmosphere, I love the, if you find any, I love the natives.
Is living somewhere where everyone's really nice.
There's this real sense of community in the Highlands, not like one overarching community, but because they're quite small areas, people do tend to know a lot of the other people who live around them.
I have a fantastic sense of community. I'm no longer isolated.
Especially if you've been living somewhere, even just for a few years, and you start to get involved in that community, it can be quite welcoming, I've found.
And it's really nice and welcoming.
I'm not from Inverness myself, so kind of when I moved up here, it's a very different atmosphere in that sense. Like people do know more people that are nearby them than you might find in some other cities.
So how long have you been in Inverness?
Since I was 10.
It's also living somewhere which seems like it's from some like young adult fiction novel. Like it's just a beautiful scenery, and it's just got a mishmash of all these kind of influences.
It means lovely scenery, and it means midges.
I love where I live on the edge of the city because I can both take part in the community activities and be around people, but I can also very quickly get into the deepest countryside with my dog where I don't see a soul. So it's a perfect mix for me.
For me, I think living in the Highlands can be summed up in one word, which Braveheart said it best: freedom.
I love the proximity to go into the wilds, to not have to travel far, to not have to live in town and still be able to work in town.
I just feel really lucky, really privileged to stay here. Every road you take out of Inverness leads to some of the most beautiful scenery in the world.
I love all the options that there are to go out for a wild swim and all these kind of things. They're just outdoorsy stuff. I'm an outdoorsy person.
I've always loved kind of outdoors, and there's a lot of that here.
So, yeah. Just going out in a loch.
If you want to get up and do stuff, you can, absolutely.
In Scotland?
Uh-huh.
In November?
Yep.
Just get outdoors and just take in all the fantastic sort of surroundings.
Good though. Like, surely you know that's not good for you.
No, that's very good for you. Very healthy.
Really? What? How?
Quality of the water, the air, and just people in general.
It's very healthy. It's good for your immune system. Germs are good for you. You're not supposed to drink the loch while you're swimming in it.
I've got a 3-year-old, and just taking her out camping and just, stuff like that. I mean, you can do that kind of stuff down south, but it's more accessible here, I think.
It means quality of life. It means not as busy as it is in other parts of the world.
And so moving and living in the Highlands, it's really a chance for a different quality of life.
We always had in our heads that we would be moving back after 3 years because that's how long my husband's contract was for up here.
I've lived here in the Highlands for on and off the last 12 years.
But yeah, it's now, we're in year 4 and we love it here.
It's just so much calmer here and things, and I love a big city.
Last year I went back home to Australia and did some travelling around the world just to see if there was any other place on earth that I might be drawn to.
And then I come home and I want to be like the Pope and kiss the tarmac. It's like, thank God I'm back.
And it was amazing to come back to the Highlands, drive up the A9, and just when you get that expanse, when the mountains just open up and you're like, and there was this smile on my face and it just sort of, I don't know, I guess it radiated from all of me and I was like, I just feel like home right now.
Scotland has been named the most beautiful country in the world 3 years in a row.
And even now, when I go back down south, I actually can't wait to come back up Yeah, yeah. We didn't think we'd be in that position, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it encompasses everything that I love about living up here.
In my eyes, the Highlands is the highlight of Scotland, definitely. So I feel very privileged.
It's weird. It's really, really weird having like you know, there's so many amazing places all over the world, you know? And you're like, oh, this is stunning. But I never had that sort of reaction of like seeing this again for the first time and just feeling like just really overwhelmingly happy.